I refuse to buy a GoPro that requires the utilization of a big-ass mic adapter for whatever reason that looks like you have some kind of a freaking cancerous growth coming off the side of your helmet. I'm not going to do it.
What's the matter?
I have a headache.
It might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor at all.
Guys, halfclickup back at it again with another attempt at 4K. Now, if you saw my last video, you saw my feeble attempts at trying out 4K for the first time. And so what I did on accident, of course, was on the Hero 4 on my helmet here, I set it to 1440p. Now, I don't know what I was thinking. For some reason in my mind at the time, 1440, by God, was 4K. So that was the thing. And then I had the Hero 3 there on the gauge cluster. It was recording at 4K, but it was recording in 4K cinema, which it can only do at 12 frames per second. And it looked like a bad video game, you know, where you clearly don't have enough video card power to play Battlefield 4. Now, before we even get into this conversation, I know what you're thinking. You're like, damn HCU, it's freaking 2018. Why the hell are you still running a Hero 3 and a Hero 4? Well, here's the deal. I refuse to buy a GoPro that requires the utilization of a big-ass mic adapter for whatever reason that looks like you have some kind of a freaking cancerous growth coming off the side of your helmet. I'm not going to do it. And by the way, I really have no idea what can possibly be inside that big-ass block that they insist you put on the side of your helmet. You know, I don't get it. Look at my mic adapter. Look at it. It's called the Movo, M-O-V-O. It's very affordable. It's very functional. And it's the only one I've ever bought. I bought this thing when I first started motovlogging, and it has worked beautifully. Never missed a beat. Great audio every time. So, I don't know, man. I'm just not into the big old block on the side of the helmet thing, you know. Now the thing about it is, admittedly, the Hero 3 and the Hero 4 are very limited at what they can do with 4K. So last video, the Hero 3 was shooting in 4K cinema at only 12 frames per second. Well, come to find out, it'll shoot in regular 4K, but still only at 15 frames per second. Coincidentally, the Hero 4 also right now is filming at 4K 15 frames per second. And so the very real possibility exists that this footage is basically just gonna frickin' suck, right? I mean, 15 frames per second is garbage. You know, you think 15 is bad. Just go back to that previous video and look at the footage from the Hero 3 shooting at 12 FPS, man. That jittery, skippy crap, yeah, it sucked. So, I mean, you know, you're watching this right now, and, you know, it may look okay, it may look like shit, I don't know. Of course, by this point in time, I will have rendered it myself and have looked at it, and may or may not have uploaded it regardless of it looking like ass. But that's besides the point. The point here, people, the point is just to see what the hell it looks like. Now look, I am perfectly satisfied with 1080p at 60 frames per second. And the truth be told, I'm probably just going to go right back to 1080p at 60 frames per second. It processes beautifully. It runs on almost any platform. You know, you don't have to have any kind of special equipment to run it. I don't even know what the fuck that means. You don't need like, you know, a 4K TV to fully appreciate it. You don't need a 4K display on your computer. 1080p at 60 is just, it's about as my bad. That was rude. I'm sorry. It looked like it was a little old lady, but get the fuck out of the way. Alright, so 1080p 60 I'll be fine with, but let's just see what this looks like. If it's worth playing with further, we'll do it. If not, back to 1080p. Now, one thing that the Hero 4 will do is it'll film 2.7K. Now, I guess effectively that's half 4K. I don't know. What the hell is 2.7K? It'll do it, and it'll do it at 30 frames per second. Now, you start comparing things like 1080p 60 and 1080p 30, and then 1080p 30 to 720 60, and the shit really all starts looking the same. So next time, you know, if this is even remotely acceptable, you know, this footage, maybe next time we'll experiment with 2.7K at 30 frames per second on the Hero 4 and just see how that jives with the Hero 3 recording at 1080 60. Let's see how that comes out. That might be the ticket, y'all. That might be alright. Again, otherwise we're just going to stick with 1080 60, but we'll see. I'll tell you what, guys, it's a pretty damn chilly Friday. Holy crap. The wind chill is just barely out of the 30s. But I have fared through worse. And besides, it's Friday. It's like a freaking ramp back there. Yeah, buddy. Of course, the trick is the balaclava, right? If you don't know anything about that balaclava, go check this video out here. Check that out. The balaclava. It's all about the core. I also always worry about the audio quality when I'm wearing a balaclava, but every time I wear it and vlog, it comes out okay. And I had mentioned on that last video that one of my concerns was the actual rendering time of trying to process 4K video. So I just use CyberLink Power Director 15, yeah. And you can go in, when you render, you can go through the processing options and actually select what you shot in, if that makes sense. You know, your resolutions and your frame rates. And apparently the point of that is that it'll render according to what kind of footage you shot, like, you know, what quality. So I've already got it all lined out for 4K quality, and we'll see how that works out. Oh, anyways, yeah, the rendering time was maybe an extra 10 or 15 minutes, which when you're already sitting there waiting for, you know, between 20 and 30 minutes depending on the length of video, an extra 10 or 15 is, you know, it's really negligible. It doesn't really matter. Oh, boo-hoo, I had to wait an extra 10 minutes and drink another beer. For fuck's sake. Oh, anyways, guys, just a little bit of experimentation for y'all. I don't have the best equipment in the world, and this vlog may prove that otherwise, but I work with what I got, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but anyways, I hope you guys had a good Christmas. We got some upcoming review vlogs slated to kick off here soon. So old Sandy Claus brought me damn near the whole Motul lineup, y'all. Yes, sir. Y'all know me, my damn Motul. By God, I love Motul. And so anyways, we got all kinds of Motul products to review, and we'll get to that here in the near future. Let's merge and not die. There we go. All right. Oh, and looky there. At some point in the past minute or two, the Hero 3 quit recording. That's becoming a thing, y'all. I don't really know what to think about that. I'm not sure why this has been happening, but I personally think it has something to do with SD cards. I need to go ahead and get those Extreme Pro cards, man. They're a little pricey, but I've got to get Extreme Pro cards. I don't know. These are the 64 gig. What are they? The Ultra Plus, yeah. Which they're supposed to be just fine, but I don't know if they just get wore out or what. But sometimes my Hero 4 will just stop, and I'll just look in the mirror and realize that it quit, and I'll have to restart it. And as you can tell, the Hero 3 is starting to do it as well. So, but on that note, I'm just going to go ahead and get the hell out of here. This has been Half Click Up. Click the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Y'all go out there and tell your friends. We need more subscribers. Click the bell. Half Click Up. I'm out of here. Peace and again.